Barry McGowan, who greatly impressed when coming on as a replacement for Tony Boyle, given the number 2 shirt this afternoon, while full forward Boyle is fit enough to take his customary place in the forwards as usual. It'll be interesting to see where the McHughes play, but we'll have that in a little while. Akanish, Furin Vuyo, August out on the Vian. Reprise of the Mayo team. The Connacht champions offer a slightly restructured attack. Kevin Staunton gets the nod to start this semi-final at centre half forward, with Liam McHale repositioned there on the fringe of the small rectangle. And Ray Dempsey picking up the number 13 shirt, in spite of the fact that he'd been making a real job of the full forward role. There's Tommy Sugrue, of course, from Kerry, who refereed the 1988 All-Ireland final between Meath and Cork. Just checking the watch. I may have caught a quick glimpse there a little while ago of the fullback Matt Gallagher from Donegal. He missed the huddle in his anxiety to pick up Liam McHale, but now he's got his man. And so it is Donegal who won the toss, accepting the favourable elements in the first half. They play from right to left. Anthony Malloy straight away pressurised, and this is Sean Maher. Of course, in the 1989 All-Ireland final, Martin McHugh lifting the tempo of the attack to set up Tony Boyle here. Going towards top of the left, Peter Ford has followed. Back to McHugh. There's a scoring chance here, and it's just gone outside. Not too much in that, but a confident start there nonetheless, Colm O'Rourke, by this Donegal team.
Yes, and Martin McHugh involved on a couple of occasions. Martin McHugh, who probably had one of his best ever games for Donegal, or probably his most effective in the Ulster final, when he got through a lot of work when Donegal were a man short. Tried to shade the ball there from right to left with the outside of his foot, but the wind seems to have died down a bit and it didn't just come in for him.
Yes, it's certainly not as strong as it was a little earlier in the afternoon. James McHugh, the player who is fouled, and Sean Maher, the one who gets the ticking off from the Kerry-based official. So it's going to be the corner forward, Declan Bonner, or Bonner as he's also called. Seems to depend on which part of Donegal you come from. So the man from the Rossa with this free 46 metres out. Good interception inside. Peter Butler, the left half back, the one who's fouled. So Mayo with a lot of experience of big match day, a lot of know-how in their ranks as well. Up against the side, I think, that most people have installed as favourites. So many people already talking about a possible Dublin v Donegal final, but it's a long, long way to go. Sean Maher with the attempted catch, getting it the second time. Nicely fed inside towards Staunton. Off balance as he was hitting down, went in towards Liam McHale. The first ball won in there by Matt Gallagher, and finally cleared away by Noel Hegarty. That's going to be quite a duel between Liam McHale, depending on which position he takes up. Matt Gallagher has gone and covered his track on each occasion so far. So the sideline ball for Mayo, lobbed in there, but again it's Martin Gavigan who takes it. Not a good clearance out as far as Finnerty, and he's got the chance to put Mayo in front. Well, they call him affectionately Larry, but it's Anthony Finnerty who gives Mayo the lead, and a bad clearance really out of defence by Gavigan.
Well, I think Liam McHale did well there because he sort of half blocked the clearance, got his left hand in and half blocked it, and I think that was the reason why it fell short to Anthony Finnerty.
Fisted down by TJ Kilgallen, one of the most popular of the Mayo men. Raymond Dempsey having such a great season, nicely on towards Charlotte Jennings, and we're playing into the slight breeze in this first half. Martin Shovlin protesting the innocence. Matt Gallagher was there as well, the number 3, but it gives shooting practice to this player from Hollymount, only 22, and the player who was always thought to be a real senior prospect. So, a chance to increase the lead. It curls in delightfully inside that far post. So the perfect start for the Connacht champions.
Yes, this angle of course suits a left-footed free taker, is able to bend the ball from left to right. Probably an easy enough free to start with. I didn't think he was fouled, but you give Charlotte Jennings a great boost in confidence for his first semi-final in Pro Card.
Yes, such a big occasion for so many of the younger players on view out here. Indeed, many of the older fellas will tell you as well, no matter how often you play here, it's still an intimidating atmosphere as Peter Ford collides with his own man, Kevin Byrne. And the referee's whistle had sounded for a previous indiscretion. Kevin Byrne felt the effects of it.
Yeah, Kevin Byrne goes down and picks the ball off the ground, and the referee had given a free at that stage, and Tony Boyle and Peter Ford are coming out. Peter Ford collides with his own man and seems to have done a little bit of damage.
Bonner curling it in, and he's put it wide. A second wide for Donegal for a nervous enough looking Declan Bonner. Declan Bonner being marked by Dermot Flanagan, who's been through it all, of course, part of the side that played here in 1985 in that drawn game, and the replay against Dublin a little bit later on. Gabriel Irwin, been encouraged by the referee to hurry it up. He's just sizing up the options. Fisted down here by Brian Murray. Kevin Byrne, again, knocked off that ball as the ball was playing away. Nicely under it, Noel Hegarty for Donegal. And the referee nipping in very smartly now, and he's calling aside Raymond Dempsey for the challenge on Noel Hegarty. And the name is going to go into the book. So first booking in the match, the Mayo man Raymond Dempsey, the one who has his name recorded by Tommy Sugru. Referee just anxious to stamp his authority on the game. Nothing untoward really happening anywhere in the field so far. Now James McHugh, progress stopped. He picked it up well and he scored a good point. That's a very good one for James McHugh. He seemed to have lost his way. The defence had converged neatly around him, but he gathered his wits and struck over a very sweet point indeed.
James McHugh does very well here, surrounded by 5 backs. Most backlines would expect him to pass the ball out, and we're expecting it, and instead of that he turned around and kicked a very good point from play.
Sean Maher in a race for possession with Anthony Malloy. Malloy gathering there for Donegal. Fouled by Tony Morley. Wasn't a fair shoulder to shoulder, shoulder into the back in fact. And straight away on Far Bjug, Martin McHugh sizing up the free kick prospects. Just outside the 45-metre line. Hit well, but going slightly to the right. So now we've had 3 wides for Donegal, and only 7.5 minutes gone in the first half. Gabriel Irwin, an All-Star Award winner, of course, back in 1989, continuing to keep the more experienced Eugene Lavitt out of the side. Donald Reid beaten for it by Tony Morley. TJ Kilgallen. His performance in midfield is going to be critical to Mayo's chances in particular. It's taken neatly by Barry McGowan. Shoveling very much in the action. Now Donal Reid, very experienced half-back line Donegal present. Joyce McMullen feeding the ball forward to Donal Reid, who stayed forward. Nicely inside again to Joyce McMullen. What a move! Brilliantly blocked by the goalkeeper. Gabriel Irwin coming out well. McMullen and Donal Reid involved in the classical build-up. But the goalkeeper read the intention so well.
Great move by Donegal down the field. Donal Reid involved a couple of times. He's very good coming forward and gives it to Joyce McMullen. Gabriel Irwin does very well. He's out about 7 or 8 yards. A couple of Donegal forwards would have preferred if Joyce McMullen had to cross that ball. There was a couple free and it would have been a relatively easy goal chance. But credit to Gabriel Irwin for a very smart advance.
Corners 45. High up into the air, dropping neatly over the crossbar to tie up the match at 2 points apiece. Well, he had a few chances. That was his third kick in all. So Donegal 2, Mayo 2. There's all the usual raw tension about on semi-final day. We're so near the final itself, and yet so far. Kilgallen feeding it back here. Tomas Tierney. That's well gathered by the fullback Matt Gallagher. Great fullback play, getting out there ahead of his man. Down towards James McHugh, fisted it on despite the attentions of Kevin Byrne. Out comes Peter Ford here. In trouble, needing support and getting it. Anthony McGarry, a player who will take this free for Mayo. This is club football with Parnells here in Dublin. And the referee has again gone forward, and he's having words with Martin Shovelin and with Jarlath Jennings. They've already booked Raymond Dempsey, remember. So the message is quite clear to Martin Shovelin of Donegal. And he's also taking the name of the Mayo man. So 3 bookings so far, 2 for Mayo, 1 for Donegal. It hasn't really been a hard, tough physical match by any manner of means. A good call there by Martin Gavigan. Oh, they mix it up between them, Shovelin and Gavigan, allowing Staunton to come in. Kevin Staunton seeking support, but he touched the ball on the ground, and the referee right next to it, just yards away. And Matt Gallagher, who was voted the player of the Ulster Championship, has started very prominently indeed at fullback. Oh, that's kicked into space to Tony Boyle. He was given yards there by Peter Ford, but good covering again by Anthony McGarry, spotting the intentions. Morley transferring from left to right, trying to avoid the challenge of Joyce McMullen. Still Tony Morley, always good for a point or two. Lobbed across towards the big man. He's got it too. Fed back to Finnerty, looking for another point. Fisted in again by Morley, and Shovelin took up a perfect position right on the goal line. Dramatic stuff down in front of the Donegal goal. And Liam McHale very much causing problems with his height. Namar driving it defiantly over the bar. Very good point indeed. The chance seemed to have gone, but Sean Marr from Clare Morris was up to punish the error. Very good passage of play there, Colin.
Yes, Mayo very much in control there for a couple of minutes and could have had a goal. At least they got a point out of it, and it won't do Sean Marr any harm because he's been substituted in most of the games in the Connacht Championship, and it'll be a boost in confidence for him.
Absolutely. In fact, there were questions about who would be TJ Kilgallen's partner. Many people thought it would be this fellow here, McHale again. And struggling there against the attentions of Matt Gallagher, but was he pushing? It's going to be a Donegal ball. Marr under it, but he's dropped it down, and it's neatly taken away by Joyce McMullen. McMullen showing pace there against Anthony McGarry. Now losing his way somewhat, needing support. A couple of options open to him. One of them was Martin McHugh. Tommy Ryan here. Fed across neatly towards Donal Reid. Well, After 4 players were involved in the build-up, you expected a better conclusion than that. Ball wasn't quite kept in play, despite the best efforts of Tony Boyle. 4 wides now for Donegal. Mayo yet to record a wide of their own. Peter Ford, the team captain here, pretty much leads by example, possessor of a fierce competitive instinct with a lot of pride and integrity as well.
I think that shows Donegal at their worst, passing the ball over and back across the pitch and making no progress at all. Sort of thing they want to avoid today.
Sean Maher explaining that he thought it was a fair shoulder. It's taken quickly inside to Brian Murray to complete the movement, and that perhaps Donegal at their best, thinking quickly, and Brian Murray nipping in from midfield. Very good ally for Anthony Malloy, his first point of the day, and tying it up at 3 points apiece. He's a colleague indeed of the Mayo cornerback Dermot Flanagan, and their club football with civil service here in Dublin. So coming up to a quarter of an hour gone in the first half. Martin McHugh trying to wrestle his way clear. His jersey was being tugged. Tomas Tierney, I think, the one who has conceded the free. McHugh taking it rapidly to Tony Boyle. Again, taking up some good positions, getting there ahead of Peter Ford, and again Ford adjudged to have fouled the Donegal full forward. So further scoring chances for Declan Bonner. This is 4th kick. And that is 2nd point. 1 from a 45, 1 from the close-in free, and Donegal go in front. Well, it was Mayo who made the better start, 2 points ahead, but pegged back now. And finally the Ulster champions edging their noses ahead.
Quick kick by Martin McHugh too to pick out Tony Boyle, and Tony Boyle is the sort of full forward who takes on his man, and a lot of the time the full backs have no option but to foul him.
That's palmed down nicely. Tierney cross towards Liam McHale again. Nicely fed inside for Kevin Staunton, fumbled and allowed Gavigan to come in. Now supported by Donald Reid. Sean Maher, and that's toe poked away. And the decision goes Donegal's way. Martin McHugh, supposedly the man on the 40. Ooh, that was a high one to the face from TJ Kilgallen, and the referee just speaking to TJ. Not typical of the man by any manner of means. Well, Martin McHugh got a belt to the face at the start of the Ulster final as well. And you know what happened after that? He played a proverbial blinder. So it's Martin Gavigan knocking it down again to Tony Boyle. Again he gets away from Peter Ford. It's happening time and again. Trying to search out any lack of pace that Peter Ford may have. James McHugh solidly taken in there by Gabriel Irwin. Well supported by his defence. Poor ball away, but fumbled by Anthony Malloy. Fisted forward here nicely. Butler. McHale again, coming 45 yards out. High challenge to the face of Raymond Dempsey, and that's going to necessitate another booking. And Tommy Sugrue without much option. Matt Gallagher, the player he's called across. Dempsey seemed to have gone clear the first time, but couldn't avoid the second tackle. So it's 2 bookings apiece, 4 points to 3 in Donegal's favour, and a chance here for Mayo to tie up the match again. So TJ Kilgallen, Mayo's outstanding footballer of modern times, surely. Player who gave an outstanding display in the 88 semi-final against Meath, at the end of which he mysteriously was denied an All-Star. Well, that's life. That's fisted on, and it's stopped brilliantly, somehow, by superb reflexes from Gary Walsh. Simple, but so nearly very, very effective. Punted out by Noel Hegarty. Taken on again by Joyce McMullen. Near misses at either end. James McHugh just steadying himself. Well, he doesn't really need to run across the entire pitch. Got support here from Joyce McMullen, trying to make some headway. Referee says play on. Tomas Tierney there. There's a lot of pulling and dragging in the match now in the last 5 minutes. Free will be to Mayo, but at the other end from that very interesting free, McHale very nearly gave Mayo a goal chance.
A strange decision by Mayo with that free in which TJ Kilgallen. One would expect that Ray Dempsey would be taking the close in frees, but it nearly worked and given a goal to Mayo.
McGarry looking into space over the head of Martin Gavigan. Kevin Staunton going forward. Sean Maher now. Good ambitious kick. Well saved again by Gary Walsh. Or whether it was Gary Walsh at the post that denied Liam McHale, I'm not 100% sure, but the goalkeeper's positioning was faultless. Brian Murray getting themselves out of trouble with Barry McGowan now. Mysterious left out at the beginning of the Ulster final. Some very good performances on both sides so far. Tony Morley now doing a lot of work, taking out Sean Maher. Liam McHale playing anywhere but full forward just at the moment. Lobbed across towards Kevin Staunton, a very good footballer. Half blocked down. Clearly not exactly half, maybe just 1/8 block down, and not significant enough to make it a 45. It's Mayo's first wide of the match, and that after 20 minutes play.
TJ Kilgallen kicking the free in. Again, as I was saying, I thought Ray Dempsey would take those close in frees, but it was perfect for Liam McHale, who flicked it off the crossbar. Goalie probably would have stopped it. It was a bit lower, but let off for Donegal. But Donegal's tactics don't make any sense at all at the moment. They're over carrying the ball, overplaying it around midfield, especially as Tony Boyle has been beating Peter Ford inside. Martin McHugh has lain out very far and left a big space in front of Tony Boyle, but they're not playing the ball into him.
Indeed, so far Donegal with 11 shots on the Mayo goal and only 4 of them successful. Peter Butler happily recovered. Gary Walsh still with his goal intact. Mayo far more economical. We estimate they've had 7 shots on Gabriel Irwin's goal, and they have scored 3 of them. Anthony Malloy, some wrestling going on in there. He was taken to the ground. It's become a bit of a stop-start match. Sean Maher now with 3 personal fouls against his name, but no booking for all that. This is taken by Kevin Byrne, unable to make any headway because of the pressure applied by James McHugh. Donegal essentially now operating as they did in the Ulster final with a 2-man full forward line, Boner and Tony Boyle. That's an attempted catch by Anthony Malloy that fails to materialise. Once again it's Kevin Staunton, nicely fed forward for Raymond Dempsey. With the sitter left-footed kicker, but he can kick with both the left and the right. A very special kind of footballer. And so it's 4 points apiece once again.
Kevin Staunton doing well here, sells a dummy, very unusual one, to himself and everybody else. Lays it off then well for Ray Dempsey, who of course has been scoring a lot for Mayo from full forward, and kicks a very good point off his left foot.
Ray Dempsey managed a goal and 15 points in the 4 matches of the Connacht Championship. That is first today. Anthony McGarry trying to make some headway against the persistence there of Tommy Ryan, who had a terrific second half against Derry in this year's Ulster final. So Mayo with the free. Dropped in nicely. Oh, Matt Gallagher doing really well. Seemed to be unbalanced. McHale was getting in behind him, and somehow Gallagher found that extra half inch to tip the ball away. Down as far as Tony Boyle. A chance here, and Sean Maher gets back, concedes the free. It was looking very dangerous indeed. Donegal with Boyle and Bonner just bearing down on Gabriel Irwin's goal. He's having a very good match, Tony Boyle. Hasn't scored, but he's contributed handsomely, setting up a number of chances. This the latest. So James McHugh celebrating his second point and his side back in front again. Big leap in the air again by Sean Maher, but it's come down to Martin McHugh. By his own standards, he was very disappointing here in the semi-final 2 years ago. Bonner was surely wrestling there against Dermot Flanagan, and the referee gives it Mayo's way, quite correctly, I think. But just to return to Martin McHugh, he's anxious to make amends for the lapse 2 years ago when he was substituted for the first time ever in his Donegal career. So Gabriel Irwin with the free on the 20-metre line. Breeze just a little bit livelier again at this point. Remember, favouring Donegal in this first half. 25 minutes gone. Peter Butler advancing. Very good left half back into space. And Kevin Staunton unable to judge it as accurately as Donald Reid. Matt Gallagher now getting himself out of trouble with the aid of Noel Hegarty. Taking the return there from Reid once again. And a very good Ulster final. Good corner-back play, making a lot of headway, winning the free, taking the pressure off his own defence. I'm sure the forwards would have expected the ball in a little bit earlier, but at least the pressure is back on the Mayo backs. Tomas Tierney there, and that a very fine run indeed by Noel Hegarty. So Bonner comes out to take this free for Donegal.
Very silly thing there by Tony Morley, kicked the ball away, and the referee has to brought the ball on 10 yards, which should make it very much scoreable for Declan Bonner.
Taking maximum care over this one. Remember, Donegal leading by 5 points to 4, and about 9 minutes to go to half time. The elements behind them, they need the chances, and he's missed it. A fifth wide for Donegal. 5 chances in all he's had in this opening half, and he's only been able to avail of 2 of those.
Come on, Donegal!
A very, very tight semi-final. Tommy Ryan into space again, aimed towards Tony Boyle. Time and again he's getting there first to the ball, but he has yet to get his first point. And usually he was setting stuff up for other players about him. Not just his first shot on target. Liam McHale has now come out into the middle of the field. And Barry McGowan has gone out there to mark him. That's McHale. Nicely fed offside there towards Peter Butler. Maher now. Challenged quite unfairly by Anthony Malloy, the Donegal captain. Free quickly taken by Sean Maher in towards Raymond Dempsey. Can't control it, but Morley is there for Mayo. Trying to make some ground. Put the head down. He was fouled as he was advancing. So about 22 metres out, it's going to be a Mayo free. Tony Morley, who was the full forward last year in the Connacht campaign for Mayo. So Raymond Dempsey lobbing it high, and he's put it over the bar. Sides level once again. A second point for Raymond Dempsey. Dempsey continuing to be top of the right. Essentially it's Dempsey and Anthony Finnerty up front at the moment. Kevin Staunton has drifted back a bit alongside Morley and Jennings, and McHale is in midfield. So three in midfield right now, and one of the trio, TJ Kilgallen, coming away with possession. Lobbed beautifully in. Jarlath Jennings, if he gets the fist to it, but that's good covering. Excellent covering back there again by Matt Gallagher. Tommy Ryan now. That's blocked down splendidly by Raymond Dempsey. Two players to hit it into. Jennings, supported by McGarry. High one to the face there. The elbow of Noel Hegarty making contact. And the referee says free in. I don't think Noel Hegarty can have too many arguments about that. So once again, the left boot of Jarlath Jennings to try and put Mayo in front. Second point from a free by Jarlath Jennings. Two chances, 2 points, and Mayo edged back ahead again. A typical All-Ireland semi-final. Two very evenly matched teams, tense and intense, and plenty for the fans to cheer about.
The Mayo style of play is much more straightforward than Donegal, and it's paying dividends at the moment, but the Donegal backs have been a bit indisciplined in their tackling and giving a couple of silly frees away.
Jarlath Jennings has it again, fed inside towards TJ Kilgallen, and that time the referee says it wasn't a fair shoulder once again by Tommy Ryan. Anthony McGarry just encouraging some of the Mayo players to keep it nice and cool. They'll have the wind at their backs for the second half. Fourth personal foul there by Tommy Ryan. That's picked up at the back there by Barry McGowan. Anthony Malloy trying to make some headway. Really having problems with that left knee, which has plagued his career over the last number of years. So Donegal with the free. Malloy making his way back into midfield. Matt Gallagher to strike it. Over the head, that time of Tony Boyle, on towards Bonner. Surrounded by Mayo defenders. James McHugh feeding it outside again. Donald Reid, can he make amends for one or two that went astray earlier on? Not quite. It remains Mayo 6 points, Donegal 5. 4 minutes to go to half time.
A good move by Mayo at the back has put Dermot Flanagan on Tony Boyle and Peter Ford to left full back on Declan Bonner, and I'm sure that will help the defence.
Dermot Flanagan had a very good campaign this year in the Connacht Championship. Produced the goods when it mattered most. Brian Murray back again to Donald Reid. For a Donegal side that has hit 7 wide so far against just 1 from Mayo. Nicely inside to Anthony Malloy. Can they get something here? No, another chance going astray. Anthony Malloy taking up a splendid position, top of the right, stealing in from midfield. But Mayo continuing to lead by a point.
Well, Anthony Malloy there getting into a great position. Had lost Sean Marr. Thought about passing across to Tony Boyle. Probably should have, and then when he went to shoot, he was well covered by Dermot Flanagan and kicked a very bad wide. But Anthony Malloy's handling of the ball today has been very poor. Usually he's a very, very sound fielder, and he's been getting his hands on a lot of balls but letting a lot of them drop.
Mayo taking their chances. 6 out of 10 so far, 5 out of 16 for Donegal. Revealing statistics from the first half. 3 minutes remaining now. Jarlath Jennings just holding up the point of the attack, tending to link up with Anthony Finnerty. McGarry, secure handling, trying to go forward. Stopped there by Tommy Ryan, supported in there by Martin McHugh. Matt Gallagher, the one with the pick up. Hit away to Brian Murray, taking the pressure off a beleaguered Donegal defence. It hasn't been a good first half overall for Donegal. They've had a lot of chances. Tony Boyle, as the county tries to get to the All-Ireland final for the first time ever. James McHugh, it's stopped in there by Gabriel Irwin. So many chances. Tomas Tierney now. Holder of 6 Connacht medals, 5 of those with Galway, of course. Nicely on by Dempsey. Was there a foul? The referee blows the whistle for that challenge there by Noel Hegarty, which is penalised. Matt Gallagher making his way back in to take up station on Anthony Finnerty. So overall, Colm, as we approach half-time, just about 2 minutes away, do you think the Mayo lads will be that bit happier about their performance?
There's no doubt about it. Mayo will be very happy going in at half-time. Again, having played against a stiff breeze and very much in contention. Their style of play has suited. They've kicked the ball forward to Liam McHale and everybody else in the full forward line whenever the opportunity arose. Whereas Donegal have been obsessed with short passing. A lot of the movements have broken down through sheer over-elaboration, and also their shooting has been very poor. But Mayo have looked the better team for most of the first half.
So it's Raymond Dempsey kicking to the left, just a second wide. So now we head just about inside the last minute. 6 points to 5 in Mayo's favour. Chance of Mayo, and the Donegal fans responding. Anthony Malloy appreciating that they're very much still in this match in spite of their poor first half performance. Trying to draw level now before half time. James McHugh that time fairly well clattered. James McHugh, the younger brother of Martin. So the chance then with, on my watch at least, about 20 seconds remaining in this first half.
James McHugh there taking advantage of the break off Tony Boyle and Tomas Tierney. Bad tackle from him and a bad position to be given away a free.
So the left foot of Declan Bonner getting his 3rd point right on the call of half time to tie up the scores. Donegal 6, Mayo 6 in this first of the All-Ireland football semi-finals.
That point came about from Gary Walsh, who kicked the ball out in Anthony Malloy's direction. Generally he's been playing to the opposite side of the field, which is strange. Malloy, one of the better midfielders in the country.
Well, he'll have to produce a great deal more in the second half. It'll be Mayo who'll have the elements at their backs for the second 35 minutes. Their more direct approach to the game has left them very much in the hunt for another All-Ireland final place. Half-time score, Donegal 6 points, Mayo 6. That's the indication of the breeze that you were speaking of just a little while ago. It's reasonably lively, and it's turned around a bit also, now blowing more towards the city in fact. Donegal with a change in their forward line, a positional switch. James McHugh is now right half forward, and it's Tommy Ryan who is top of the left, and Donegal taking possession instantly. Brian Murray straight through the centre towards Tony Boyle, again seeking to turn. Peter Ford who's back on the marking duties on Tony Boyle once more, and Donegal then with this chance of going in front. Boyle doing his job well.
That's a bad decision, I think, by the Mayo management. They should have left Dermot Flanagan on Tony Boyle, because Dermot Flanagan is a much closer marker.
Hit in by James McHugh, his first miss of the day. 2 points to his credit so far. It remains 6 points apiece. Listed down by Brian Murray towards Joyce McMullen, beaten for it however by Tomas Tierney. And Gallagher again getting miles ahead, it seems, proverbially miles ahead against Liam McHale. Martin McHugh continuing to roam around, taken down by Jarlath Jennings. Declan Bonner against Dermot Flanagan, trying to turn him inside and out. Feeding it into the corner to Tommy Ryan. Support if he needs it for Martin McHugh, coming to the centre, looking for the point, the scoring chance here. Excellent catch that time by TJ Kilgallen. Reads the game so intelligently, took up a very good position, covered back so much ground. Quickly taken inside to Anthony Malloy, still striving to find his best form in this match. Donald Reid, that's blocked down by Sean Maher. Reid once again. Barry McGowan now. Closed down by Maher, but transferred to Martin McHugh. And the fisted challenge, which was quite unfair by Tomas Tierney, will result in a Donegal free kick. It's going to be Martin McHugh who will take the free. Number 6 points each. Again it goes outside. Donegal's second wide of the second half, a 10th in all. Very wasteful indeed, and Martin will be the first to appreciate that. The Donegal side very well supported in Croke Park this afternoon, and among the supporters watching at home, and indeed in many parts of the globe, hoping for success. McHugh again, coming on the drive. Thought about turning inside onto the right boot, and again it's gone wide. Well, there will be so many disappointed Donegal supporters. McHugh with 4 opportunities so far, he has yet to score.
Martin McHugh had a couple of bad misses already in this half. Of course, he was pushed onto his weaker foot there by the Mayo backs, and he's not quite as accurate with his right foot as left, but bad miss nonetheless.
Brian Murray fisting it up in the air, but he was climbing up onto the back of TJ Kilgallen. Judged well by Donald Reid. Players calling for it just in front of him, opting to punt it inside. But Dermot Flanagan slightly wrong-footed, going back well, needing a bit of support from Kevin Byrne. Dermot Flanagan again. Nicely out of trouble, Peter Butler. That's Finnerty now. Very purposeful Mayo side. And nipping in with a great deal more purpose for Donegal is Martin Shovlin. Shove himself, pushing on to Tommy Ryan. To get on the trusty left boot. Good work by Kevin Byrne, appreciating that he's best on the left and holding him out there rather harmlessly. Peter Ford. Sideline ball for Donegal.
Tommy Ryan there showing that in most cases left-footed players shouldn't be on the left wing because they usually run into the corner. He's done that on 2 occasions.
Peter Butler getting out first time to the ball again. Playing a very steady match. Martin Gavigan trying to judge the ball. Liam McHale now under the 40, tipping it nicely away to Jarlath Jennings for Mayo. On to Morley, through the cover. Tony Morley for Mayo. It's off the post and it's back down again. A let off for Donegal. The best attack of the second half. May come good yet. Stopped again by Gary Walsh. Kevin Staunton, who had moved into the fringe of the large rectangle. Walsh injured, and likewise Raymond Dempsey.
Tony Morley here bursting through a tackle like a lot of the Donegal forwards are not doing, and or should be doing, and probably not a good goal chance, but he should have stuck that one over the bar, and Mayo have lost a very good chance.
Well, they'll be careful to make sure that they don't lose their number 13, Raymond Dempsey. Jim Broderick and Tommy O'Malley out there attending, along with the John's ambulance man. Raymond Dempsey has 2 points so far. Gary Walsh from the Burren club saved a penalty, I seem to remember, against Meath in Donegal's last semi-final appearance here 2 years ago. Player who had a most consistent Ulster campaign. Donegal considering preparing a substitute. Remember, you heard Jim Carney say earlier on that they hadn't got a substitute goalkeeper. Paul Callahan is the player warming up over there, but he's not needed just now, and Gary Walsh can take his time about this kick out. And finally a substitute being made. Seems to be Manus Boyle who is coming in, a player who has had a great career with Donegal underage teams. So Manus Boyle from Killybegs, the player who makes his way in, and it is Joyce McMullen who goes off. Joyce, who didn't have the best of fortunes today. His brother Jerry, I know, in St James's Hospital was wishing him well, and indeed Jerry is wished well by so many of the Donegal players here. But right now having to give way to Liam McHale and to Mayo. Sean Maher continuing to forage down that right hand side. Nicely forward from McHale again. The Giant striding forward, nonchalantly kicking, and he puts it over the bar. McHale combining smartly there with Sean Maher to set up that chance and give Mayo the lead. First point of the second half has taken nearly 8 minutes to produce.
Sean Maher doing very well there from Mayo and finding Liam McHale, who's better suited by his move out the field. Brian Murray should have cut him off there, and a very bad angle, but it was a lovely chip over the bar by McHale.
Yes, he showed very fine skills indeed. Likewise Peter Butler on towards Jarlath Jennings. And Martin Shovlin really powerless to deny Jennings. Well, that's the poorer side of McHale. Just a little bit of subtlety letting him down. But now out around the middle of the field, where he can exert a far greater influence and mark the whole time by Martin Gavigan. Now Martin Shovlin driving it in. Byrne was under it with Peter Ford in between them. They've left it behind, and Tony Boyle taking it on from that tip on by Manus Boyle. And Tony Boyle just holding possession. Anthony McGarry conceding the free. So a chance now to tie up the match here.
Mistake by Peter Ford, knocking the ball out of his own man's hands there. Probably should have stayed off, and the break came down to Tony Boyle.
It's off the post from Manus Boyle. Well, the substitute with his first chance. Now it's back with James McHugh. 7 points to 6. And Gabriel Irwin doing well. The confidence to link up then with Dermot Flanagan. Out into the centre towards Liam McHale. Didn't even have to jump for that one. The basketball star down towards Raymond Dempsey, protesting that he was being pushed. Referee says yes. Whistle has sounded, I think. He's going on, but it's not going to count. Dempsey was clearly held back that time, but what a terrific catch in the middle of the field by Liam McHale, who's doing so much better out around the wider pastures. So much space to manoeuvre around midfield here at Croke Park.
Brilliant fielding by Liam McHale. Martin Gavigan, of course, a lot smaller than, and drives the ball in. Donegal could learn from the Mayo tactics. Two kicks has got the ball right down to the other end of the field. I think it was a very harsh decision on Noel Hegarty. If anything, it was a free out for Donegal.
Well, they've gained by it all, as Mayo now push themselves into a 2-point lead. Jennings with 3 points in all of them from frees. And just 3 chances in all, so he's taken 100% of his chances. So now it's the turn of the many, many Mayo fans here. Proud champions of Connacht, seeking to get back into an All-Ireland final for the first time since 1989. Peter Ford now back doing a piece of defending against Tony Boyle. Boyle pressurising constantly and fouling his man indeed.
They obviously have a specific policy of kicking all the frees in their backline from the ground, because very few players are using the free from the hand at all today.
On towards Sean Maher in midfield, and Liam McHale. Can he be the dominant factor yet? Ray Dempsey again held back by Noel Hegarty. Into space, covered off expertly there by Donal Reid. Now Matt Gallagher back to Reid again. Brian Murray calling for the ball on the left-hand side. Flicked into the middle. That's Hegarty given an advantage, but not the second time, and it really is hardly doing Gaelic football a disservice, all this pulling and dragging. The referee trying to allow some continuity and wanting the freeze taken quickly. Again, the jersey's been tugged and pulled, and it's McGowan going forward. Irwin comfortably under it, making sure that it went harmlessly to the left and wide. A 12th wide for Donegal, only 2 wides in all for Mayo. They've yet to hit one in the second half. That was Barry McGowan from Macalabioga. Mayo leading by 2 points. Over 12 and a half minutes gone in the second half. Anthony Malloy down as far as his partner in midfield. Brian Murray punted in towards Bonner, comes off him, but again it's Peter Butler reading the game so expertly. To Tony Morley, who saw that shot come thundering off the post about 5 minutes ago, getting by Donal Reid almost disdainfully. Shoulder coming in from Gavigan, and it's still Morley. Now how can he complete this? Dempsey calling for it. 3 men surrounding him, trying to funnel the ball outside to McHale. Ball touched on the ground, and it all comes to naught. All the hard work. There's been a bit of fun and games back there with Matt Gallagher and Morley involved. Almost playing leapfrog. Anthony Malloy getting the support there from Matt Gallagher. Not the tallest of full-backs, but an effective one nonetheless. James McHugh, his side trailing by 2 points. Is it to be another disappointing day for Donegal? Not if Martin McHugh has his way. Manus Boyle comes down. Flanagan fisting it away, but only as far as Boyle again. This is a chance. Donegal's first point of the second half, scored by Tony Boyle. So 1 between them. A well-taken score.
Donegal need a little bit of leadership at the moment, and Anthony Malloy and Martin McHugh both very much involved in that movement. Donegal need to get the ball forward faster to Tony Boyle. A very good point off his left foot, and Donegal still very much in the hunt, especially if they change their tactics slightly.
Pat Holmes has just come in for Mayo, and he has replaced Anthony Finnerty. And I also see Tommy Ryan going off the Donegal team. We'll check on his replacement very shortly. Now Martin McHugh. Barry Cunningham may be the one who's come in. There he is in the action straight away with Manus Boyle. Still a point behind. Good goalkeeping there by Gabriel Irwin, standing his ground. It's going to be a very, very tense last 20 minutes. So little between the teams. Referee has whistled again. Another Donegal free for some holding. And you'll gather that decision not meeting with the unanimous approval of the following here from Mayo. Gavigan punting it forward. Out again by Peter Butler. Defiant as ever. Now Martin McHugh nipping in, needing support, getting it in there again from Cunningham. Slightly better one this time. Irwin again showing a very, very clean catch. Butler. All a bit hurried and rushed just at the moment.
Nothing worse from a Donegal point of view than kicking the ball into the goalie, and they've done that now on 2 occasions. Players trying to kick points from very bad angles on the left-hand side of the pitch and dropping them short and allowing Gabriel Irwin to set up an attack.
That's gone wide. So Donegal with a whole succession of wides. 5 so far in the second half, 13 in all. Peter Butler here, however, still as defiant as ever on the half-back line for Mayo. One of the best on view. Mayo would seem to have introduced Noel Durkin as well at top of the left in the last couple of minutes. So changes all around the place in an effort to try and get that elusive place in the All-Ireland final in 5 weeks' time. Martin McHugh outside again towards Cunningham. Barry Cunningham going forward. Closed down momentarily by Jarlath Jennings. Now it's Shovelin coming into the clear, and he's ballooned it to the left and he's put it wide. Well, there are so many chances going Donegal's way, and this man up here in the stands, really, he's got words to say to his team. Won't exactly blame him either. It's going to be an awful long journey back to the northwest if they fail to come out victorious.
Again, that ball should have been put into the middle. There was a lot of Donegal players waiting for it. Left-footed players kicking from the left wing. Very difficult to score.
Finger-tipped, but it's picked up again by Martin McHugh. Inside to Tony Boyle. Oh, a high challenge once more by Peter Ford, and that's not the first time we've seen high challenges in this match. But Peter Ford is penalised by Tommy Sugru, having to give away second best really to Tony Boyle in this game. 3 personal fouls we make it against Peter Ford so far today.
Anthony Malloy and Martin McHugh now beginning to have a bigger impact on the game, just when Donegal need them. And if they give the ball to Tony Boyle, he's attacking his man and he will get frees. But again, decision of the Mayo backroom team to leave Peter Ford at full back and not put in Dermot Flanagan there is hard to understand.
Well, they made the switch, and now they switch back again, and now they watch Manus Boyle kick his side level with Mayo at 8 points apiece. Delighted Donegal followers. Manus Boyle, a player who many people have been longing to see burst through into the senior ranks with some degree of consistency. Is this to be his day, his platform? Well, they've made a complete recovery now, Donegal. Donald Reid. Kevin Staunton, the number 11 for Mayo. So what will be their response? Sean Maher has gone up into the attack, in at full forward at the moment of Matt Gallagher. But Gallagher has been the master of so many situations this afternoon. That looks to be Barry McGowan there. Very much coming off second best in that challenge. On my watch, just about 16 minutes to go. Kevin Staunton, it would appear, has come into midfield where he's marking Anthony Malloy just now. Noel Durkin, who was hardly fully fit, and if he wasn't fit to start this match, well, it's a bit of a gamble bringing him in at this stage by the Mayo selectors. Ball touched on the ground by Tomas Tierney, and that means another Donegal free. So Declan Bonner, 3 points so far from 6 attempts. And the big cheer you hear in the background is as Mayo introduce another substitute, and it's Pádraig Brogan is coming in. Pádraig Brogan, who played with Donegal for the last couple of seasons. Earlier on in this year, he reverted back to his home club, now playing against his former colleagues, but for his native county. Can he be the big difference yet?
A lot of pressure on Pádraig Brogan coming into this game. Not too popular with the Donegal fans and management and team. Have to be changed back to Mayo, and it'll be a big test for him to see if he can produce the goods under such pressure.
Sean Maher is the one who is substituted. So Brogan goes in. He's playing in a full forward role, slightly to the left of the full forward. It's Dempsey and Brogan up front. Nicely caught there, under some pressure by Barry Cunningham, having the presence of mind to link up here with Anthony Malloy. Donegal 8 points, Mayo 8 points. Donegal with the free. They've had the lion's share of the chances, no question about that. On Farbiog taking the free. In towards Declan Bonner. Dermot Flanagan, the number 4 for Mayo, putting in that despairing challenge. Back to Manus Boyle. Now James McHugh. Trying to go the Modiruk towards the Mayo goal. Still making some ground. Taken down. Liam McHale, the player, who brings him down. delighted Donegal fans, hoping that their side can edge back ahead once more.
James McHugh did very well for Donegal there. He seemed as if he had lost possession, but it only served to unhinge the defence, and gets by Anthony McGarry. Liam McHale trying to cover back and fouls him. The best chance for Donegal of getting scores are from free, so their forwards should be taking on their men at every opportunity.
A key point indeed, Colm. So it's up to Manus Boyle now, and Donegal go back in front by 9 points to 8. 9 points out of 29 chances against 8 points for Mayo out of 15 chances. Is it to be their day at last? Mayo will have something to say about that. 12 and a half minutes to go. A Donegal side, champions of Ulster for the 5th time, beaten in their 4 previous semi-finals. Well, they've got the incentive, they've got the lead. Can they make it to All-Ireland final day proper for the very first time? McGarry, the player who commits the foul. No particular hurry now for Martin McHugh. Nice little ball forward for Bonner. Using up some possession and some seconds again now. Murray. It's possession football until McHugh kicks it inside, but there's nobody in there at all except Kevin Staunton. Nobody to put in a challenge. That's Noel Durkin. So often a hero in the pass for this Mayo team. Tony Morley. And Brogan was being held that time, in my view, by Noel Hegarty, but the referee allowed play to continue. Perhaps he didn't see it. It's McHugh. Nicely on for Hegarty. Blocked down superbly by Kevin Byrne. Didn't know where it quite went, but he did the needful. Back to Martin McHugh. Second phase play, and he has put it wide. Martin McHugh with 6 chances so far in this game to have scored a point, and he has yet to get one. That's the Donegal dugout there, and you can see they're not all that terribly pleased with themselves. Tommy Ryan here in the bottom right hand corner, substituted earlier on, and you can be sure that Brian McAniff is probably living on his nerves. Likewise the other Brian, the team manager for Mayo, of course, Brian MacDonald. Runs on just about enough to Murray. To Bonner. In the clear now. Bonner with the chance, and he's hit it, but he's put it to the left and wide, and the referee has decided that he was impeded just outside the large rectangle, and it's going to be a free in for Donegal.
Brian Murray does very well here, gets possession, sees Declan Bonner and gives it through to him. Declan Bonner gets 2 chances because he gets a free out of this. I don't know, I think the referee should have left him go, because he had his chance of taking his point and missed it, and I think he's very fortunate now to get a free in.
Yes, so often in the past referees allow the advantage. Once it happens, you can't really get the second chance. Dermot Flanagan, the player who is in need of some attention, it seems, and Seamus Bonner, the player who did all the spade work there, the grafting, and in the end wins himself the free. Dermot Flanagan may require attention. Game is held up momentarily. Just checking there, Jim Broderick with a word with Dermot Flanagan. So back on the goal line. Donegal 9 points, Mayo 8. And that is Brian MacDonald there, former Dublin star, of course, played in the 1963 All-Ireland final for the Dubs against Galway alongside Mickey Whelan in the half-forward line. Watching now as Bonner making the most of his chance. A chance he might not have got, but the referee had whistled up, and now Donegal lead by 2. 8.5 minutes to go. So Mayo now having a giant-sized task on their hands. We haven't had a goal so far in the match. What an opportune time this would be, and surely it would see it one way or the other. McHale again. Again, Brogan being pushed around back there. That's fisted back by Shovlin. Matt Gallagher now. Oh, he's tackled very, very harshly indeed by Brogan. Exacting a bit of retribution, I think, for some of the holding offences earlier on against himself. And he's going to be booked. So Pádraig Brogan, the player who's having the name taken, and Matt Gallagher, the one who is down on the deck. It's been a checkered couple of years this for Pádraig Brogan. He escapes with a booking for that. And the Donegal.
Well, Pádraig Brogan himself seemed to be fouled while that ball was coming in, and exacts his own retribution on Matt Gallagher. There seems to be no love lost between Pádraig Brogan and any of the Donegal players, judging by the fact that the tackles are going in thick and fast on Brogan on and off the ball, and as well as that, there seems to be a lot of chat between the players on the field.
Well, I'm sure there'll be the best of pals afterwards, but it's going to make for a fascinating last 7 minutes. A very rough and ready kind of semi-final, but at this very raw state of the contest, who is it to be? Gavigan belting it forward towards Tony Boyle, couldn't hold on to it. It's Tomás Tierney instead for Mayo. Kevin Staunton now inside towards Liam McHale. Can the big man engineer another score? Mayo haven't scored for quite a long time. Down towards Ray Dempsey, trying to steal inside Matt Gallagher, who fingertipped it out for a 45. So the first 45. Number 10 points to 8 in Donegal's favour. Jarlath Jennings to take this one with over 6 minutes to go. Breeze blowing over his left shoulder right now. The elements in his favour. Can he find the range? He's booted it wide. Mayo's first wide of the second half. Mayo with only 2 points to show for the previous 29 minutes of this half, against 4 for Donegal. Well, the Donegal fans must be wondering what would be between the teams at this stage had their side even taken a half-decent share of the chances they created. Anthony Malloy belted forward towards Tony Boyle, stopped somehow. Picked up again by Martin McHugh. Brian Murray is there to aim out on his left-hand side. Still McHugh trying to turn on the style now here. Nice ball inside towards Barry Cunningham. Some 13 metres out, denied splendidly by Peter Ford, taken out again by Kevin Staunton. Held up and a free to Mayo. No time to delay now. 5 minutes to go. It's McHale bursting forward. The challenge from James McHugh and Far Moorluggers and Far Biog. 2 points between them. Durkin steadying himself. Well, not suiting a right-footed or left-footed player as he got it on the right boot that time. And it's back out with James McHugh again. The more convincing finish now being put in by Tyrconnell. Cunningham once more. Going to ground. He seemed to be almost stumbling indeed before the challenge ever came in from Peter Butler. But it's going to be a free to Donegal, and a chance for Manus Boyle here to tag on another score. Manus Boyle with 2 points since he came in. They needed a very assured kicker. 2 points from 3, his tally so far. Now 3 points out of 4 chances, and the gap widens, and it looks particularly good for Donegal. Donegal 11 points, Mayo 8, and as you see, 4 minutes to go. Well, you weren't giving too much for their chances, and I don't think anybody else was either at half-time, after they'd been so profligate. But in the second half, they've stuck with the task. McHale now, down towards Raymond Dempsey. Mayo needing a goal. TJ Kilgallen, is he to be denied of another place in an All-Ireland final? An elbow by Noel Hegarty, giving Mayo the free, just inside the 20-metre line. Referee checking on the watch. We'll do likewise. I make it 3.5 minutes to go. 11 points for Donegal, 8 for Mayo. Kilgallen's fine run, producing this free for Jarlath Jennings. 3 points so far in the game. Will he be content to tap it over with time remaining? He is. So he narrows it to a mere 2-point difference. 4 points for Jennings out of 5 shots. It's still there for the taking. A Mayo goal could send them on their way to the All-Ireland final.
Still time for Mayo to get a couple of points and draw it, but they have lost their shape a bit on the pitch and they seem to be badly disorganised. So unless Donegal completely self-destruct, they should hang on and win this.
Gary Walsh kicking to the left, picked up here by Tomas Tierney. They need another score now badly, Mayo. Trying to round Barry Cunningham. Belted across, cut out brilliantly by Martin Gavigan. On towards Anthony Malloy, the team captain, crossing the 65-metre line. Down towards Tony Boyle. Boyle trying to sneak inside the cover of Peter Ford. Still Tony Boyle going for a score, and he's put it over the bar, and that may well be the point that will take Donegal finally through to their first ever All-Ireland final. 12-9 and only 2 minutes remaining. Delighted Donegal followers. They've followed their team everywhere and anywhere for the last number of years. So with 3 points the margin, is that sufficient? Flanagan with the free kick. His side have been in tight situations in the past, and this is a particularly tight one. Matt Gallagher standing his ground well. Now Barry McGowan. He's lost it to Tony Morley. Just trying to hold up the point of the attack there, around 45 metres out from the Donegal goal. Gavigan again, fisting it outside to Anthony Malloy. On again it goes, and it's Noel Hegarty again coming forward from left corner back, on towards Manus Boyle, trying to get inside there. The goalkeeper again doing well, reading the intentions expertly, and Gabriel Irwin making the hand pass clearance. Flanagan now. 1 minute and 5 seconds to go. 1 minute and 5 seconds between Donegal and their first ever appearance in an All-Ireland final. That's James McHugh back there playing almost as a sweeper. McGowan, and already Donegal supporters celebrating. Donegal beaten in the past at the semi-final stage by Offaly, twice by Galway, by Meath most recently in 1990. But are they to finally bridge that gap? Donald Reid and his colleagues 30 seconds away, 12 points to 9. Only a goal can save Mayo at this stage. Peter Butler trying to wrestle the ball away, the ball we've thrown it by referee Tommy Sugru. Liam McHale anxious to get in there fast. Brian Murray against McHale, one as you'd expect by Liam McHale because of his height advantage. So this has to be it. A goal here and a possible replay, the only thing that Mayo can hope for. Raymond Dempsey punting it inside, nobody going for it at all. It's Shovelin going back, covering acres of ground. Gary Walsh now, and Donegal just needing to hold possession. This will be a very popular win, I'm sure, if they make it. Gavigan belting it into the clear towards Tony Boyle. The goalkeeper's off his line, and Irwin leaving the ball inside, and this is how they can wrap it up. Oh, that's a penalty. Barry Cunningham taken down. A penalty right at the death to seal a Donegal victory. Defiant Donegal men, wave after wave of attack, not to be denied.
Again, a long ball has done the trick for Donegal, and again it was Tony Boyle who did the damage. Passes into Barry Cunningham. Should have stuck the ball away anyway before he was even tackled. Tomas Tierney coming in and takes the ball off his toe, but takes Barry Cunningham as well. But Barry Cunningham should probably have stuck it in the net even before the tackle went in.
So Cunningham is attended to. Brian McAniff about to sample, I think, his most famous victory ever. A man who's been associated, like this lady here, with the tears streaming from her eyes. A man who's been associated with so many great performances and so much heartbreak as well by Donegal down the years. So this is it. They'll take a point surely here.
Should kick it over the bar.
Yeah. Very sensibly done by Martin McHugh. His first point from 7 attempts. Celebrating Donegal players. celebrating Donegal followers in many parts of the world. This match being watched across in North America, and it's all over! And it's Donegal, the Ulster champions, who reach the All-Ireland final in 5 weeks' time for the very first time. Scenes of joy and jubilation, the like of which I don't think we're going to see here for quite some time. A huge gasp of relief. The various shades of Donegal colour, the alternate strip, and of course the green and gold, we saw them in this afternoon, worn proudly. The Indians are here. I don't know if there are a few cowboys around, but certainly this is a moment they're going to savour, irrespective of what happens at the final proper. It's been a terrific, defiant display in many ways by Donegal. At some stages of the game you felt they were throwing it away. They had so many wides, they had so many chances, 16 against a mere 3 for Mayo. Donegal were by far and away the better team in that respect. They created 34 chances, converted 13 of those against 9 chances out of 9 points out of 17 chances for the Mayo team. And everybody and anybody wants to be part of a very, very famous Donegal victory. And the full-time score reading: Donegal 13 points, Mayo 9. Donegal for the final.